Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to a new vlog. It is currently Friday morning. It's 5:30 in the morning. We just got back from the gym. I made a protein coffee. I go back and forth on whether or not I like the protein coffees because I feel like I usually want something savory for breakfast, but honestly these protein coffees are really great because I just don't have a lot of time. I mean, I could make the time, I guess, but I try to be very efficient with the time that I give myself throughout the morning and really throughout the day. So we got these Alani from Walmart. They're not the best ingredients, I will say. We tried a brand called Only What You Need, OWYN. The ingredients were phenomenal. The taste is acquired. It takes some getting used to, and we did get used to it, but these are so good. These Alani ones, they have this munchy one is probably my favorite, and then they have a cookies and cream one too. And they're 30 grams of protein, which is really nice to start the day with whenever we get back from the gym. And then after I'm done with that, I'll make my Element electrolyte water that I love. Right now my husband is in the shower. He has to be at work at 6:30, so whenever we get back from the gym, he jumps right into the shower, and then I normally get in after him. But I'll wait a little bit because it is Friday morning, and so my sister is gonna get my nieces ready for school. And so like we have a bathroom in our bedroom, but it's a half bath. There's no shower, so we shower in the hallway bathroom, and the hallway bathroom is where the girls like brush their teeth and do their hair in the morning. So they leave for school around 6:15, 6:20. I know that seems so early for kids, but their school day starts at like 7:15, and my sister is a teacher so at that school. So they have to drop my nephew off at daycare and then head to school. She has to clock in at like 6:45, so they leave pretty early. But normally I would get in before, like if I have to be at work at 8 o'clock, but since I don't have to be at work so early, I'm not gonna rush myself, and I'll just wait until they leave and I'll jump in the shower. But anyway, enough blabbing about that. On tap for today is lots of cakes. I have lots of cakes for this weekend. I have 12 tiers to be exact, but it's only 6 cakes because I have three tier cakes. It's 2 weddings and 1 like Halloween murder mystery party, and I have to deliver all of them because of course you deliver wedding cakes, but this murder mystery one, I think because it's such a bigger cake, she wanted me to deliver it. That's fine, you pay me, I'll do it. And then I have 3 single tier cakes just for different things like birthday parties and whatnot, so I gotta get cracking on all of those today. I did get started on some yesterday, just crumb coating the ones that I wanted to finish today. And then the ones that I need to crumb coat today, I wanted to wait because they're naked cakes, they're naked wedding cakes, and I don't want them to dry out. So it's one thing if you're gonna ice a cake and, you know, put buttercream around it and it'll hold the moisture in, but these naked cakes, you gotta be careful with because you don't want them to sit in the fridge and dry out. So I wanted to wait until today to put them together. But, you know, I like to do things a day ahead of time, leave room for any error, so. I was so excited about this order. I think it was hard to choose which one was my favorite this weekend, but I'm a sucker for a girly cake, and everything was like Halloween themed this weekend. This one had a matching smash cake, and she gave me inspiration for the big cake and then just told me to kind of match it for the small cake, but basically I could do what I wanted. And I ended up doing the same color pink and then just adding some white stripes, and then her directions were adding ghosts and bats and cats. She said whatever I wanted to do as long as it was like girly Halloween, and I just love the way they both turned out. Alright, do y'all have any idea what this cartoon or TV show is? An older TV show is? I believe it's called Nanalan. At least that's how I pronounce it. Nanalan. I had never heard of it or seen it. My husband was like, oh, I recognize that show whenever I was working on this cake. And I was highly confused because this guy ordered it for his wife. And I was like, is this like a child show? But I think it's like a nostalgia thing. But he wanted specifically the little character holding the wand and then the little dog next to it. Apparently there's also like a meme going around, so I just found the images, kind of made a little printable, and then printed it out on edible paper. trying to get better about cleaning up in between each cake because this is what I do. Whenever I make cakes, I make an absolute disaster. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up before I work on the next one. I need to run to Walmart for a couple of things. I ran out of powdered sugar and I need to make more buttercream. And then I'm gonna check and see if they have a couple of more things that I need. I feel like I'm on quite the crunch time because we have one of my niece's birthday dinners tonight and I really need to be done by like 5-ish and I still have a lot to do, so I'm trying not to stress out too much. So I got a new mixer. Nothing was wrong with my old one. I just needed another mixer because I can do things like 10 times faster now having another mixer. And this one was only $100. It's the Drew Barrymore collection. I love it. I like that it's just white and it honestly works really great. So this is what we're looking like right now. And then I've got one more cake in the freezer, but we're about to head out to dinner, so I'm just taking a beat. Good morning, happy Saturday. So I still have a good bit to do as far as cakes go. I'm finishing up one right now. I just have to make, it's a Beetlejuice themed cake, and there's these little like fondant tombstones that go on top. So I'm gonna make those, and then that'll be done. I'll get it boxed up. And then my 2 wedding cakes are basically done. I have to put some gold leaf on one of them, and the other one is completely done already. Both of them are naked cakes, which was kind of nice, turned out, so they're just simple. And then I'm putting flowers on them whenever I deliver them later. And then I have my doozy of a cake. I still have quite a bit of fondant to do for that cake and just get it stacked and finished up. So it's already iced, so really it's just the finishing touches. It's just that there's a lot of finishing touches. Okay, so the last few hours have been a total cluster mess, and I just got out of my second wedding delivery, and I was basically just trying to survive at that point, you know. The cake it's my last cake of the day. I have to deliver it pretty much right after I get back home. The pirate one, it just had so much detail and so much work, and I underestimated how long it would take me, so I was stressing and really trying to get it done. And there's still a couple of things that I need to do to it whenever I get back home, but that's why I haven't picked up the camera in a few hours. I was working on that, and then I needed to leave by 2:30 with 2 wedding cakes because I had one delivery at 3 and one delivery at 3:30, so I just put them both in the car, cranked the AC, drove to the first one. It was 17 minutes away from the house, dropped that one off, and then the second delivery was 28 minutes from the first delivery location, and so I just dropped that one off. The first one was interesting because usually whenever I drop off a cake, it's very obvious where the wedding cake is gonna go, and I have done countless wedding cake deliveries over the past 5 years. I couldn't tell you how many I've done, but whenever you get to a wedding venue, there's always a designated table for a cake. It usually has a cake stand, serving knives, and little champagne glasses that the bride and groom use. And I've never had to question, where is this gonna go? But I had to do that this time. The guy the groom ordered the cake. from the get-go, it was a very iffy transaction because he was hard to communicate with, and I just did the best I could in the whole situation. And whenever I got there, there was no designated cake table, and there was no like wedding coordinator or anything like that. It was a very small wedding at a yacht club, and nobody knew where I was supposed to put this thing. And there was also another cake. It wasn't like a wedding cake, it was a sheet cake, but it had the bride and groom's name on it. That was on a table with like other desserts, and there was no room for me to put my cake there. And then there was one other table that I guess was gonna have like finger foods, or like small bites, and there was a pedestal on there, but it was like a pedestal of 3, and there, like, you couldn't fit a cake on it, not a 3-tier cake like I had. And yeah, nobody knew where I needed to put it, what was going on. It was all very confusing. So someone told me to put it on that table, and I did the best I could. I hope that it's not an issue. I guess I'll find out later. But yeah, I was very confused because I've never gone into a wedding venue and had nowhere to put the cake. It was just very odd. But then the second delivery went much smoother. That venue I've been to countless times. It's a very popular venue in my area, and it's about a 30-minute drive from my house. So I'm headed back home now. That venue is so pretty. It always has like the cutest weddings. I really like how that one turned out too. I'm a sucker for cakes with fresh flowers. I just think they're so pretty. And it seems like that semi-naked style with flowers is never gonna go out of style, because I've been doing those cakes since I've been doing wedding cakes, and people still get them. Wedding cakes, like, the style doesn't change that much for them. They're pretty much always the same thing. I mean, I've done some. Now the like vintage style has come back in, where there's a lot of extra piping and even columns in between. I did one wedding cake. It had columns in between and a freaking fountain, like a light up fountain. That was at another very popular venue. That cake was absolutely gorgeous. It was phenomenal, and it was like a masquerade themed wedding, so it had little Mardi Gras mask on it and stuff. I'll insert a clip of it if I can find. I'm sure I have the clip somewhere, because that was a work of art for sure. But anyways, I am headed home. I'll be there in like 20-ish minutes, and I'll be rushing again to put the finishing touches on that other cake and head back out the door. It's about a 15-minute drive where I need to drop that one off, and then I am home free. I am done for the day, and I'm gonna need a drink. It's been a stressful one. Thank God for my husband. He can really calm me down whenever I'm getting stressed out like that. I had a margarita last night. I took it home. I didn't finish it. I took it home and I put it in the freezer, and he was like, I already pulled it out and put it in the fridge. It's thawing out for you for later, so you can wind down. Bless him. Good morning, happy Sunday. I was in the mood to make a big breakfast, so that's why I made those blueberry pancakes, and it was turkey sausage. That was really good, by the way, and some cheesy eggs. I found some peppered smoked Gouda, and that's the cheese that I put in the eggs. It was really good. I'm just having like a slow morning after a very hectic few days with cakes and everything. I am taking a break next week. I have 3 cakes on the books for next week, and I'm not gonna take any more. I just need a bit of a breather, and they're also like pretty easy cakes, so that's good. I am about to go take a shower. It is hair washing day, so I need to get this mop on my head clean. And then I'm not really sure what I'm gonna do the rest of the day. Probably just some cleaning, hanging out around the house, just a really chill day. We talked about taking the dogs to a dog park. We might do that later because it's just such a pretty day. It's so beautiful outside. There's literally no clouds. I don't see one cloud in the sky. It's amazing, and it feels really good. It's like 70 degrees, so yeah, we'll just see where the day takes us. Leo, where you at, buddy? You see a squirrel? I took a shower, that's why my hair's all wet, and now I've been working on what we're gonna eat for dinner this week. I try to meal plan all of our dinners, and lately I've been meal prepping lunch as well, because if I don't meal prep something, I'll just grab whatever, and I can't be doing that. It's always such a struggle for me to figure out what to eat or what I'm gonna be in the mood for, because I'm really bad about, even with meal prepping, getting to the day of, and I'm just not in the mood for it. But I think we have a pretty good lineup for dinner this week. Also, I went ahead and printed out some business cards. I was completely out of business cards this weekend. I just get the Avery template business cards from Walmart and just print them off myself at home instead of ordering them. It's more for, I use them, I put them on top of like cake boxes and whatever whenever I send things out. It's more for packaging aesthetics, but it's also like if somebody needs a business card, it's right there on their box. So I just need to split all these apart, and I keep them in a little compartment, like a little drawer thing, next to some tape runner, and I'll just grab one out and stick it on top of the box, and it makes life really easy, and it makes the box look really cute. It is Sunday, which means we do Sunday dinner at my mom's like normal, so we're about to walk over there, and I think she's making chicken and sausage gumbo for dinner, which is so good.